promoting the existence of Providence to the world. This was a fatal mistake, and our analysts are tracing its origin as we speak. In the meantime, we have a lead on Lucas Gray's top lieutenant. Turns out the Delgado cartel's counterfeiting unit was creating fake IDs for the militia, and one operative in particular stands out, Wazir Kale, an infamous South China Sea pirate better known by his nom de guerre, the Maelstrom. The Maelstrom and his cutthroat band of outlaws were the scourge of the shipping industry in the post-recession years. But his reign of terror came to an end with the disastrous 2014 hijacking of the supertanker Francis King. Chinese elite forces stormed the ship, resulting in the deaths of a dozen sailors and most of the Maelstrom's crew. But Kale slipped away unseen. The Maelstrom's connection to Gray is unknown, but we believe it was he who carried out the audacious killing of a Providence CEO in Shanghai, along with two reactivated members of his old pirate gang, Vanya Shah, a shady figure in Mumbai's criminal underworld, and Dawood Rangan, the gang's old cashier turned dodgy movie producer. Shah, Rangan, and the Maelstrom form Lucas Gray's Eastern Cell. They are a crack strike team, and stopping them is our client's most pressing concern. Unfortunately, the elusive Maelstrom appears to have vanished into the seedy underbelly of Mumbai, the cradle of his criminal legend, and no one knows his whereabouts or what he currently looks like. So, a bandit queen, a showbiz charlatan, and one certifiable ghost. I shall leave you to prepare.
Awesome. All right. I'll let you take the lead. I'm just here to help.
Yeah, and hello and welcome to the RRWC22 World Championships 2022. We have a Group E game between Kkaneta and MrMike. Of course, Kkaneta did have a sweep earlier on Supermassive MrMike. It is his first game. I'm joined today by the wonderful Barbecue.
Hello, again.
Alright, it's done a lot already, haven't we? Respectively, I mean, you've had your cast. Thankfully, though, OBS has fixed itself. I'm very happy about about that. So hopefully you don't run into any OBS related issues, especially ones that you've been getting. And that's
fingers crossed. We've all been having our fair share, or some of us have been having our fair share of OBS issues. So hopefully no more.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be a good game. So we have seen Kkaneta, of course, already play today. With his 6-0, looked really good. Had his unfortunate moments and rips. You know, wasn't completely flawless in the Kkaneta that we all know, but hopefully he clicks into shape for this game. Because MrMike, he isn't a free sweep, is he? He will pop a good old fight 2 times. Our finest, of course. And we're going to Mumbai first, which, you know, looking at the stats, does heavily favour Kkaneta, you would think.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good for Kkaneta. 4 wins, 1 loss. MrMike, 1 win, 3 losses. They've never faced each other here. But yeah, obviously, neither of these players, you know, no one's a slouch here. They're both gonna put up their best fight possible, and I'm excited to see what we get. Hopefully, it's an interesting spin as far as Mumbai spins go.
Yeah.
But we're about to find out here in just a few seconds, and I'm happy to let you take the first spin, Joker.
Oh, happily will. We'll have Wazir Kale, full object as the Bollywood bodyguard, inject poison lead actor for Vanya Shah, and electrocution the laundry worker for Dawood Rangan. So actually, this is an interesting spin. Would we see a skywalk? I don't know, because you can set up Dawood straight away. You can set up Dawood straight away off the dancer start, then have the Bollywood bodyguard to go kill the Maelstrom with. So actually, I really like this spin. I like
this spin a lot. This is pretty interesting as far as Mumbai spins go, and I'll tell you why. Is because first of all, you have a live kill on Vanya Shah, right? Injected poison, lead actor. I like that. You also have falling object for Wazir Kale. It means that kind of negates the skywalk start, right? You want to get him up on the hill generally for when you see a falling object kill. And Dawood Rangan, there's several opportunities for electrocution for him, right? And assuming that they do the brick lure, he passes several puddles. So this is something that you could like set up in advance.
Yeah. This
is something that you could take advantage of one of several different opportunities to electrocute him. So like there's some flexibility with timing here. I just think there's a lot of variables in this Mumbai spin where not everyone has so many variables in it. You know, just like a standard brick lure. And skywalk start, and that's it basically. Not the case with this one.
Yeah, I have to agree with what you've just said. Of course, I do think that this dance start from getting that Dawood kill done and set up straight away. It gives you access to that bodyguard. Of course, the flag's automatically raised from the dancer start, so you don't have to worry about that. When you get up there, up to the hill after setting up this Daru kill, of course the bodyguard is easy to grab here as well from the isolation. You're in a really good situation for that Daru kill. You can do it straight away almost, and you'll be put into a very nice situation for sure. I mean, the Vanya, sure, you can argue loud or live kills are the hardest for Vanya, but it's not. They're not. They never are. The hardest thing about the Vanya is just actually making sure that Rima doesn't fuck you over. That is the hardest part about Vanya most of the time.
It's true. Like, you get Vanya, 99% of the time you get her outside of the train yard by doing the brick lure, just because getting her inside the train yard is such a pain. Now, it's not impossible. I have seen some players peekaboo her from like inside some bushes, inside the train yard. So it sometimes is seen, but most of the time it's the brick lure.
Yeah,
whether it's loud kill, live kill, firearm, injected poison, fiber wire, whatever. She's gonna be out in the train yard.
Yeah, and will get access immediately to a bodyguard. Doesn't have a seeker or any emetic, as to say, to try and get Dawood in. I think he was trying and throw distract Dawood in there, but unfortunately for him, didn't go to plan. But he does have a bodyguard disguise. It just means he might have a bit more work to do with the Dawood electrocution kill. But like you said, you have your opportunities for it. You have the tap right at the bottom of these stairs that Dawood will go down after the brick. You have so many options for this here. It's just if you do opt to set it up, you're gonna have to have that laundry worker disguise close to that Vanya kill.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's what we're seeing MrMike do here with his laundry worker. He's started as laundry worker start, and he's beginning the process of clearing out the train yard here for the inevitable Mumbai brick lure. And I wonder what his plan is as far as his intention to stash the laundry worker disguise there.
Yeah, definitely will be interesting what we see.
That's for the Dawood kill, so why would you want to leave it over here by Vanya?
I think perhaps just to get the kill onto Vanya, then immediately swap back into the disguise. If you opt to set it up, you don't have to risk it. If you leave it, the further away you leave it, the more you have to run to try and grab it if you do opt to set it up. But even then, you don't have to set up the kill. It is easy to get Dawood even when he's standing still.
Yeah, you're right. It's because Vanya is always the first one killed.
Yeah.
So he's got to get the lead actor disguise now. Don't think Mr. Mike has started the brick lure yet.
No.
Kkaneta is ascending the hill. He's climbing up to the hill here because this is around the time to get Maelstrom with the falling object.
Ooh, a bit of whoosh from what's that?
The female strum.
Niha, or the female strum, whatever her name is. Rima and Niha, but nevertheless, he does knock out one of the thugs up here in the Maelstrom. It's just coming into this dressing room here, I think, just in time for him to crowbar it open. There is that slight period where the elite thug walks, just takes a step forward, and he doesn't hear the thing, but doesn't wait for the Maelstrom to come up and does let the guy come in. Of course, you can have your rips here with the uncautious witness, which is bullshit sometimes, but it does occur, and thankfully he actually is really patient with this knockout and gets it off just fine here.
Interesting. I always thought that if he walked to the edge of the door and investigated, he would see that body that you pacified there, but Kkaneta just demonstrated that does not happen. You don't have to make a big deal out of hiding that first guard that you pacify.
Yeah, and Kkaneta was going to hide the elite thug from the Maelstrom right there. Stops himself just in time. So you will have the Maelstrom, I say soon. Of course, has his bodyguard disguise up here. So not about it all really for Kkaneta. We'll start dragging the Maelstrom now. Of course, there are the neon signs up here, which you typically always seen used. You shouldn't have to hide these thugs, but just for safety, Mike is hitman. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
You always there's no such thing as it will happen. It should. That's the most key word with hitman is it should. It shouldn't.
Right. Should be all right. Speaking of should be all right, MrMike is waiting for his opportunity to kick Gregory Arthur into the sewers there, get that pacify kick so he can grab that disguise. He is ready to start making moves on Vanya. Kkaneta gets that falling object kill on the Maelstrom. Just a simple pistol shot on it. And, MrMike's actually going to calm her. Gregory Arthur instead of kicking him down into the sewers.
Yeah, I think he waited too long for the Thug because of course the Thug, there's a little spot where you can kick Arthur down and the Thug will turn and actually see 47, but you have to wait for the Thug to fully walk down, and he couldn't bump the lead actor for long enough, and unfortunately he had to burn Trank. But he started this guy. It's not the end of the world. That's all. He might have just cost him a Trank, which we might not see him have to use. Spin doesn't exactly require many Tranks at all, but it would make a Trank always makes life a lot easier, so to say.
Sure. Yeah, definitely does. And yeah, as you said, the cycles of the NPCs moving through that area just may not have been ideal. That he didn't feel confident kicking him into the sewers, and that he had a Calmer Dart to spare. So fair play. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. He has begun the brick lure. So now Vanya and her crew gonna be cruising through the train yard here. He's set up. He's got the laundry worker disguise ready to go. He's ready to inject some poison. The one thing he's not done is set up the maelstrom.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he's still up and about.
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't think the flag gets raised automatically from the laundry worker spawn, so it might have been a reason why he opted to start there. Of course, if you start Skywalk and Dancer, the flag automatically gets raised, but I don't think it does at laundry worker. So you can always do that kill at his own leisure. He can kill Darude first, and then grab the bodyguard disguise, and then go and grab it in that manner.
Oh no, Vanya saw for MrMike. Vanya saw somebody on the other side of
Yeah,
oh man,
the Queen's guard just a bit too far out there. Needed to tuck him in a little bit more.
Was he like at the back of the just
Yeah.
dragged too far back? I guess is sticking out.
Yeah, when he knocked him out, he must have just fell a bit too far forward. So a bit awkward for MrMike there. And unfortunately, could he have saved? Because it was only Vanya that saw it. Could he have saved it? I don't know, but if it was worth a go, you think, especially on these big maps where one rip is very costly, especially what Kent now has like a 7-minute lead.
Yeah,
Canada's
Canada's got a huge lead now. Already has the maelstrom eliminated. Have we started the brick lure yet? I don't know. He's gonna stash his laundry worker disguise there. He's now heading for Gregory Arthur.
Yeah, does make sense. Of course, you want to get that Vanya kill done first. He might as well want to set up Darude in the meantime. I mean, it's not needed. Perhaps it would make life a little bit easier and quicker on this spin, but has lots of time to play around with. Mike ripping 6 minutes into his own run there, sadly. So Kkaneta with a really nice big lead here, going to grab the lead actor here. Should be normally a fine disguise to get. It doesn't usually cause too much work and challenge, but you still never know. Yeah, yes. I think this is what MrMike would have wanted, the timing wise. Unfortunately, he didn't get that, but getting a really nice time there just to knock off the lead actor without the elite thug here, or it does here eventually, but doesn't turn him around in time for him to be spotted by or spot 47 there.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's gonna go get Vanya. See, now I feel like if this was me, I would do I would divert into the construction site to electrocute a puddle, throw a car battery into it, and just get that ready for Dawood. That way, you don't need to do it after getting the Vanya kill. The puddle's set up. As soon as you start the brick lure, Dawood's headed for it. You're gonna get Vanya killed before Dawood's even halfway down the tower, because it takes him forever to get down. But it's totally valid to approach it this way as well. I think, it's just kind of shifting the risk to different points of the run. You either do it like straight away, or you do it after you get Vanya killed.
Yeah, and this is where it's going to be rare. And this is going to be a long run for Kkaneta. If he rips on that Darude kill, you start to think, woof, this is dangerous territory. Because he's now just started the brick lure at 9 minutes in his in-game time. He hasn't opted to start the Darude kill. For all we know, Darude might get to the boat hut and he has to try and do something. Of course, I think he already has one of his guards knocked out anyways from the dancer start, of course, to get to grab the bodyguard disguise, of course, for the Maelstrom kill. So he might already have one of them taken care of, but he still have 2 guards to take care of if he has to do that for the Maelstrom kill, the Darude kill even.
Yeah, and that's a good point. There may actually be an opportunity to electrocute him when he's at the beach house. If I'm not mistaken, I think there is.
There
There's
are
like a
some
little
little
puddle.
puddles, yeah. There are some
Yeah,
little
and
ones.
I don't know if you need to like put something there to like get him to move into it, or if he just naturally kind of crosses its path. But yeah, you may not even need to like bother going into the construction site.
Yeah,
Um,
there are some little ones on the road that he does. But the short path he takes to the um, boat hut from the actual construction site itself to the hut. There is these, like small dips in the road where it has a small puddle on it. There are certainly one of them at least. As you see another rip from MrMike getting spotted kicking Gregory after.
oh my gosh.
But Kkaneta does get his second. Ooh, I'll just wait for no. Yep, no, doesn't get no GRB. So yeah, it's all fine in that regard. And we'll have only one more
Nice.
kill to deal with now. Has his lead, has his laundry worker here even now.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he does. He's probably going to use a car battery, which is totally valid, but you have to be able to toss a car battery. You can't set it down and then shoot it. Especially, I mean, if someone is going to hear the shot, because they'll come investigate it and get electrocuted.
Yeah.
So, or he's got a taser. I haven't seen very much of Kkaneta's inventory.
Yeah,
He
these are the little
menus very
puddles.
quickly.
These are little puddles I'm talking about. He does definitely walk through one of these, but it might be a thing. If he does walk through, there are some here as well, which you might look for. Of course, he has an EMP in his inventory. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he has an EMP there to use for that kill. And he's just gonna be puzzling around. What one would he go for?
I think there's one. I'm thinking of one that's like directly under the boat where he stands,
Yeah.
where he waits for Vanya.
I think you might
But
stand just to the side of that, so you might have to do a bit of distracting, knocking out guards.
well, I mean,
so
the
yeah,
EMP
yeah.
would see the EMP and hopefully
Oh, yeah.
stand in it. But the thing is that like you don't always know how many steps they're going to take to approach it. Sometimes they have like a really weird range when they're reaching to pick up an item. They don't like stand directly in front of it like every single time. Like
Yeah,
we
I
see
know.
them do it all the time with coins. You know, they'll like sidestep coins or pick it up with like a ridiculous range. So you want to make sure he's actually going to be standing in the puddle, or else it's not going to work.
Yeah, and Darwood's now rapidly approaching with his guards behind him. Only the two of them, so yeah, he did take out one of his own guards earlier, so less work to take care of, but still has to get the kill off. We'll bump the guards anyways, no? I don't know.
Did he drop the snail, or did he just drop a crowbar or something?
Not too sure. Yeah, I'm guessing this is the puddle you're talking about, is this one here?
Yeah, yep, this is the one.
You have to drop it in there,
See.
Kkaneta. I'm pretty sure you can't. Oh, that is a nice angle. Darwood
Okay,
will see it. Will step into the puddle and
There it
will kill
goes.
Darwood. Nicely done, Kkaneta. That is beautiful. That's such a beautiful kill from Kkaneta there. Really nicely
Awesome.
done.
Yeah, really good to see. So now we all know. Try to retain that lesson. Place the EMP so that it is on the side of the curb, such that Dawood must take 2 steps forward to approach it.
Yeah, I saw that first step. I was like, oh no, it's not gonna work. Then he just said that other thing. You think, yes, thank God. And I'm sure that's the relief
Yeah.
Kkaneta felt there, as he does take his own map pick Mumbai.
Yeah, awesome. Well done, Kkaneta taking Mumbai. MrMike's map pick is up next.
Yeah.
We will be heading off to New York.
Yeah, the Milton Fitzpatrick Bank, of course, in New York, and I need to get some more, so I'll head to a short break, and then we'll come back with MrMike's pick in New York on the other side.
That's good.
Says to follow the money.
Milton Fitzpatrick, the investment bank. It's a key Providence asset.
Which you worked for.
The director of the New York branch is a Providence operative. It's our best bet as a way in.
I'll tell the pilot to turn the plane around.
Right, gentlemen. Here's what we've come up with. The partners are transitioning between identities, but everything is so recent, the Milton Fitzpatrick bank records will still be intact. We've confirmed that the partners have active accounts there. However, the bank's records are remotely updated on a frequent basis. We may only have hours before any leads that could get us the new identities of the partners are gone forever. The data we need can be obtained in 2 ways. The bank's data core can be accessed through the basement vault, but getting inside the vault could be challenging. Alternatively, Bank Director Athena Savalas, Head of Security Mateo Perez, and Head of Accounts Fabian Mann each carry a partial backup drive with the data. We'll need all 3 drives to get the full data. Now, we cannot risk the partners discovering the data breach. Eliminating the bank's director, Athena Savalas, would sever the last remaining Providence tie to the bank and keep our activities hidden.
Okay, one more time. We break into the vault, extract the hard drive rack, and eliminate the director on the way out.
We.
You. Good luck, 47.
So yeah, welcome back here. Of course, we had a break, very nice break, a nice 2-minute long break, and it's probably longer than the spin we're about to see. Of course, New York is known for its quickness, and we can see there 2:15 map record by him. Fun that actually, that's the second quickest record I want to say, only behind Dartmoor, which is like 1:30
That's crazy.
now. It's
Crazy
it's
fast.
crazy fast. You know, it is one site with multiple objectives. Dartmoor is known for being the quicker one, which makes sense, of course. It is that smaller map. The disguises are a lot more composed and packed. Like New York, you just have to take them routes around to actually get these secondary objectives. Dartmoor is right there if you kill an extra in their office. Like it's not as challenging as New York is in terms of that regard. But you know, it's not trying to say, I'm not trying to make New York seem like this hard, crazy difficult. No, it's just a pretty simplistic map, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, there's something to be said for the challenge that a smaller map presents, right? Because it definitely kind of emphasizes speediness, I think, a bit more. Especially when you get like later into the stages of the competition, where most people who are like really competitive at roulette mode are doing it in one shot, and they're doing it like very quickly. You know what I mean? Like in 2 minutes and 15 seconds, for instance, such as by In for Fun. And it definitely kind of takes a while. I mean, I shouldn't speak for every roulette player is different, but it has taken me a while to feel confident playing on a map that you have to play quickly on, such as Dartmoor and New York. And to a similar extent, you know, some of the other smaller maps like Dubai, for instance, tends to be pretty fast.
And the most
There's another one too, I think, right? What's the other one? Hokkaido, maybe it's like around
Paris
4 minutes.
Yeah, Paris as well. Sapienza, then it gets like slightly longer ones as we progress through. But I think the most impressive thing about these map records, it includes planning as well. So
Right.
it highlights the importance, especially of quick plans on New York. If you plan so near your opponent on New York and Dartmoor, you gotta be doing the same strat for every spin, for the spin than your opponent. So if you can just plan quicker, then your opponent,
That's so true.
basically won the spin. Of course, there are some things that can't go your way, like a conversation might trigger, etc., that could add a bit more time, but that really happens, and just having that, quicker plan to give you that lead is so important.
Yeah, definitely. You can shave off a good number of seconds if you can just commit to that plan quickly. But speaking of, our spin is here. I'll take this one if you don't mind. We have, just a classic, a nice Athena Savalas Fiberwire suit-only spin. Well, not suit only. I guess you can change after you get the kill or before if you need to, but we're going to see them buzzing straight up to her office, grabbing the data disks that they need on the way from the suit start, getting that fiberwire kill on Athena, and they'll probably change into high security after they get the kill. There's almost no chance that they won't.
Of course, suit spins are made slightly more harder with the first point being fixed, but Kkaneta right away, it doesn't matter, does it? It just pulls out the sniper, and a triple shot onto the wall there means he can just run through here.
Yeah,
No
like why
problems.
wouldn't this work for, like, as people say, like, this has ruined the Frisk spin, or the Frisk approach. It's like, just do a bullet panic. You know, find a spot to take a couple shots from, exactly as Kkaneta just did, and the Frisk point is no longer an issue.
Yeah, I know Zerian as well, who's playing the other match at the moment. I don't know how it's going, if anyone's still in Colorado or what, but he created this beautiful suit strat to get past the first point. It is amazing. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you go check it out. It is something else. The magnificent factor is different straight away. MrMike, a different way to get through. Waiting a little bit for Matteo to move forward so he can just,
Ooh.
open up. But
Oh.
Kkaneta, lots of whoosh.
Whoa. Wow, and he's
that
doing
is
it all with a sniper rifle in his hands too.
That
Now, is
impressive
he
stuff.
trying to catch Fabian? Yeah, as you said, MrMike got Mateo, and now I wonder if he's going to try to grab Kkaneta's going to try to grab Fabian up here, or if he's going to get him after.
Don't know, lots of whoosh though, Kkaneta, and
Whoa.
just escapes it. And yeah, we see the differences straight away to move past that first point. I know we can't cover it much at the moment, but MrMike just waits for Matteo to move, so he catch the attention of the guard with a knocked out body, so he can just run past him. Kkaneta, we saw the triple shot, so straight away, one little patch just caused like a 1 second change. Good job, IY, good job. But Kkaneta will start knocking out the room here. We'll try two of the guards, and then have Athena see them. We'll just get behind her. We'll have to point a gun at her. We'll have to point a gun at her.
Okay. So that will make her get down, and then you should be able to get the prompt. There
Good,
it is.
That's lovely from Kkaneta.
Nice save. Oh no! What happened? Someone came through the office door?
I would assume so. It did lock her down, so it could contribute to that, but it shouldn't be something that would affect it. But MrMike now with a huge lead here. Let's get people off onto one of the guards, which would be a bit of an inconvenience. But of course, still hasn't turned off the Wi-Fi router, so if Athena does eventually move, he can just turn that back on to get back into the room, of course. And another restart comes through from Kkaneta here, and MrMike building up a beautiful lead here. We'll swap into the bodyguard disguise, then back it. Oh, not bodyguard, the high security disguise. Get it right. But still has the issues. Cameras ain't been taken out, which could have been why Kkaneta ripped, possibly. Of course, we talk about the importance of that camera. It does spot the two police, so the guards will come through.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You're right.
Do think that could have been the issue, but then he had a sniper rifle out, which could have changed it. But MrMike will trank two of the remaining guards in here. Thankfully, both out of the view of the camera. Of course, could have gone to the soundproof corner to dodge it, but he does get through into Athena's office here. Perfectly fine. Can use the key to open it up. So the people we got off onto the guard was thankfully the one guard that would stop him from doing this. A throw extraction onto Athena here, and he can get the kill off. Nicely done from MrMike there. Just needs
Nice.
one more security disc, which is Athena's. So pick it up, MrMike. Thank you. No, did he pick it up? Yeah, there he goes. There he picks it up. And did he pick up the key card as well for the quick exit, or would he have to go?
I think he did. Yeah.
It's all there, all good. So MrMike, and that's what we say on New York. One rip and you've lost, basically. And that's what we saw perfectly from Kkaneta there. That one restart.
Wow.
Ultimately led to MrMike finishing through there and taking New York, our second map, and tying the series 2-2.
Very nice. Very nice. Nicely played by MrMike there.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Now he didn't rip once. I feel like he must. MrMike was flawless. Okay.
Yeah.
3.5 minutes.
Fantastic, and again, like MrMike did risk it potentially by playing it slower. We did see him have the slower start than Kkaneta. I'm pretty certain about that. And that's the risk you run with the quicker strat. You will probably win if you do the quicker strat you can, but we saw with Kkaneta the chances of restarting goes massively up, as Bangkok will be our decider map here. As observers would say, this is our first decider of RRWC, after of course with Mumbai and New York map 1 and 2. But yeah, we saw Kkaneta pick up his first win on Bangkok earlier against massive super, whatever way round the name goes. I can't remember, even though I was there for an hour. That's fantastic knowledge from me. And stats would favour MrMike, he would say, with this one. 2 wins, 1 losses. Kkaneta only with the 1 win, bats 3 losses.
Yeah, I would feel pretty good if I were MrMike right now, because Kkaneta is such a fearsome opponent that you can't help but see these stats and feel that maybe you might have a shot if you feel confident at all on Bangkok. And MrMike appears, statistics would back up his claim that he appears to be the more confident Bangkok player. But you can't exactly count somebody like Kkaneta out either, just because the stats don't necessarily look so good. a lot at I've said this before and I still believe it's true is that like players are generally aware of the maps that they need to be better on, and I feel like while the stats might look like they're weak on a certain map, they could have practiced a lot between the last
Yeah.
tournament or even the last time that they played on it, and they're battling it out now and they're ready to show off like how much better they are at it. So
And
um,
this is Kkaneta's first RR since RR7, so he's had lots of time to practice without playing in a competitive manner. And yeah, this is what we can see. We just see people with their weaker maps, statistics wise, they will just grind that map, and then people looking at, oh, okay, I'm going to play this guy, I'm going to pick this map because he's not as strong as it, and then they come out and just come off the blocks on it because they've been practicing. And this is where like the judgment of what maps you need to practice, because you might go, oh, my favourite map is my best map, so I'm going to practice my favourite map, even though I don't need to practice it,
right.
because I enjoy the map. I enjoy the map, so I'm going to play that instead of working on, like, for example, I hate Mendoza, and I never practice it, and that's why I'm bad at Mendoza. You know what I mean? It's just how
Sure.
it goes. It's just almost human nature to do the things you like, and
Yeah,
I
everyone
think that's
has
why we
like
see.
different preference of like priorities for like what they want to practice. Some like to practice maps they enjoy, others like to practice maps that they actually need to be better at. And every player is kind of different in how they discipline themselves with like what they practice and uh you know. So there's a lot of ways I think to approach the mentality of just like try to be a good roulette player. um but ultimately, it's about having fun whether you're super amazing at the game or not. I think that roulette offers the ability for people to have fun with it, regardless of what their skill level is. That's what got me into playing it, and I think that that's what motivates a lot of rookies to sign up too. Is that they just think it looks like fun, and it is. And if you're watching and you're not competing and you're curious about competing, we encourage you to join us. Maybe not for this exact tournament, but for the next one for sure.
Yeah, I say it's a bit late to say that. Just like, oh, why aren't we saying to join an event this long after it started? But
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's still good, of course. RR10 will be around before we know it, wouldn't it? So
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah, and there's always like other Hitman events going on too
yeah,
that are fun to get into.
there's always a Hitman event on. Like, there's the maximum break there is like 1 week between events. That's like the maximum I've ever seen. Between, especially with like the Hitman community, there's something on like every single day. There's always something to do on Hitman community. Province as well run great events, and all the other servers. I can't name all the servers, but there's always something on in the Hitman world. And yeah, we got our first tiebreaker. No observers here now, so it's always good to say this is our first tiebreaker.
Our very first one.
Yeah, I know. It's great stuff, and I like. I mean, Bangkok Stop. I believe I said this. I do believe it's the hardest two target map. I think that is safe to say.
Yeah,
You,
yeah,
people
I
make
would
an
agree.
argument for Segal, but I mean, especially the advancements with the certain stats on Segal, especially like the Architect start, the Arc member start with especially gas grenade, all the stuff that's been advanced now on Segal. I do think it's made it a lot easier and more enjoyable. And Bangkok hasn't had them advances as much as Segal has, and I still think Bangkok there's still things left to find. Like with the bread basket, of course, being patched now, it does make Seeker and Ken a more viable strat.
Yeah, I was just about to say that actually. That was a pretty drastic change as far as how it affects roulette players. That we can now reliably kind of seeker Ken and isolate him without having to do like the whole hotel staff thing, which is
Yeah.
really nice. So awesome to see. But our spin's here. Why don't you tell it what we got, Joker?
Yeah, we will have John Cross, a loud explosive weapon as Morgan's bodyguard, and SMG as the suit for Ken Morgan. So a quick one. I want to say, my head is telling me this is a quick one. You would
Yeah.
start sweeping set up Jordan right away.
Yeah, Jordan is obviously you would do him last. You would detonate him on exit,
Yeah.
right? So you need to set him up. Probably start recording crew and
With
just
suit
get him
spin,
in.
isn't it? So you have to start.
Oh, that's right.
47
Yeah,
sweet, and
absolutely.
If you
47 sweet and peekaboo him.
If you peekaboo to the balcony, I'm always an advocate of to blow them off over the edge. Of course, it's not always consistent, but
Yeah,
you
there's
earn my
that guy
respect for doing
below.
it. Oh, there is
There's
actually,
that
that's a
dude
good
hanging
point.
out. There's a
Yeah.
recording crew who hangs out on the balcony below, and if he goes flying, that's a tricky spot. I definitely want to use a micro explosive and hopefully not heat him over the edge of the balcony. But we'll see what happens here. Kkaneta is starting at the default start all the way on the dock. must be ideal for Ken. Kind of just get him. Yeah, no reason why you can't just get him 6 straight away.
Yep, no worries about the breadbasket anymore. But we see Mike start in a different location. We'll start in 47 Suite. And something we see typically as well, to delay Ken from the suicide, we just see him lock down straight away from the suite. And then we go see Jordan isolated, then come back down and Ken's in a favourable position. So I personally, I thought we would have seen something along them lines. But yes, it's all good. Kkaneta will have Ken sick and will be coming towards a bathroom here. We'll have to, of course, grab the Morgan's bodyguard disguise, but it's just a throw distraction. There is a box in one of these 2 toilets, so not that bad at all.
Mr. Mike poisoned one of the dishes that Ken Morgan eats. So instead of so this is definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I don't know how much slower this is because he still had to, Ken still had to do this whole walk.
Yeah.
I guess there's a bit of dialogue that Mr. Mike has to suffer through as Ken talks to himself.
Yeah, and also Kkaneta bumped Ken as well, so he didn't have to walk to the toilet all huddled over and crouched, and he will get a kill off onto Ken there, putting plenty of bullets. That's a bit excessive, I think, but gets the job done. Still holds his silent assassin rating, and we'll have the Mormon's bodyguard disguise here. We do see the time difference here. Kkaneta had Morgan dead by the 1 fatal, so it's not much time lost by Mr. Mike, really. But
Yeah, for sure.
Kkaneta just make sure it's all safe and hiding these bodies. Definitely the right option here is Mike will get a subdue off onto Morgan's guard as well, and he will opt to leave them in here. Or no, he won't. He will opt to go and hide them in this box. And I know there's people that come in and out of these. I don't know what one's safe, to be honest. If you can just kill Ken there and leave him there, but
neither of the bathrooms are safe.
Oh.
You would really have to leave, bodies boxed up or calmered.
Ooh, that's a lot of push. Kkaneta is scaring me.
Yeah, Kkaneta needs to get out of. I mean, I guess he wants. I mean, why doesn't he get back into? Why is he not in Morgan's bodyguard?
He is, isn't he?
No, he's in his.
Oh, he's in
suit.
a suit. Well, I don't know. To be honest. Is he in a bodyguard?
I think that's the Terminus suit.
Oh yeah, he's in his suit.
Yeah. What is he doing?
He doesn't have a explosive weapon either. So
Mr. Mike is in.
Oh yeah, Mr. Mike's in the bodyguard, but yeah, it does sneak out as well.
I know you can exit, detonate him as well, but he'll have to go back and get into the bodyguard disguise, whereas he wouldn't necessarily need to do that if he was just in it. He's trespassing either way.
Unless he wants to swap into a disguise to make the exit, like to get out of this trespassing area easier, perhaps. That could be a reason why he is going to leave it there. We'll shoot the fire extinguisher to make an explosion to run through. That's lovely, That's beautiful. I like that.
Wow, what does that panic everybody? Wow, this panics everybody all the way out here. Nice.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Even before I tried to do that, I ended up killing myself with a fire extinguisher. But yeah, we do see.
Keep adequate distance.
Yeah, we do see Mr. Mike coming through here. We'll do the old triple shot off onto this area. There's still lots of recording crew outside here. Has something to knock him out with, but we'll just do the goal subdue as Kkaneta will be peekabooing.
I don't know that that's such a good idea though, because if you have to do a loud explosive, I mean, I guess it depends on where Mr. Mike leaves him.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't want to do him on the balcony then, because someone might run out to the balcony below and see that person he just choked out. There's nowhere to hide that guy.
But if he does it on exit, the chances of someone running there in 3 seconds is very small. It takes that amount of time to react normally, really. And if they're that far away from it, if they're a floor below they expect, they probably won't run. They'll just more or not just crouch down and cover their heads. Would be more the thing, I suppose.
You would hope, yeah. You would definitely hope that they would do
it.
that, but sometimes they do run like immediately. They just like sprint, a couple steps, and there's just that like RNG factor and like how they panic exactly. Sometimes it's reliable, other times it's not so reliable.
Mike trying to peek more, not Morgan Cross here, but unfortunately doesn't get it in. We'll shut this recording crew again. Not going well for him at all. Gets whoosh again from other angles. Yeah, it's going to vacate to the balcony. But we do see Kkaneta now get the goal lure off onto Jordan. I've got no idea how that distracts Jordan, by the way. It just does.
It's because those two NPCs are involved in like story priority dialogue that they will not prioritize anything else above completing their dialogue. So they don't really hear that distraction. Jordan's the only one who hears it.
Yes, okay. And I do see Zeran's in the chat. I'm guessing that game's already finished then. Wow. That's a quick one. Oh yeah, he's already finished
Mr. Mike's
it, wow.
got Jordan down here in the bathroom and has a remote duck set up. And he is in his Morgan's bodyguard disguise.
We will go with the kill now as well. I mean, I don't know if that's
wow.
sensible or not, because it would make leaving this area easier, but
Oh,
whooshes from the
no.
recording crew.
See,
Why is
look at how quickly he ran. We
Oh.
were just talking about that too.
running
That-
into there as well? He's run towards the explosive.
Instantly.
If
He
I-
heard the explosive and he runs towards it
Yeah,
immediately.
if I was in public, I would not run directly towards an explosive. I'd run the other direction. I think that's smart run towards.
You would never bet. You would never think that that would happen, and I would be fuming if I was Mr. Mike. Like, why would
Yeah,
a
that
man
is,
run towards an explosion and then panic immediately?
But
Like,
Kkaneta now. We'll swap back into the Morgan's bodyguard skies, and hopefully no one reacts to the kill as quickly as they did for Mr. Mike. As all you have to do now is just run towards the main boat here and for that exit. Mr. Mike, it would have been so close as well. I think.
yeah.
Who would it have favoured there? Because Mr. Mike started to get down, to be honest, from the rooftop. But there is pipes. If you had a wrench, the tuk-tuk exit, you know, you had your options. But unfortunately for Mr. Mike, the response was way too quick. And
I mean, I just feel like you wouldn't expect that NPCs to
No,
do that.
no,
Like,
not
you
at all.
would, sure, you could expect panic, but you just wouldn't expect them to run into the room, you know, that quickly. He almost had him boxed up. So even if he had trembled on the floor for a few seconds longer before running in, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
It was so quick. It was no one could have predicted that.
No, and that is really unfortunate for Mike. And I think definitely would have been a close photo finish. That would have been. But we can't do it on the pass. And well, we can now. Don't take anything from Kkaneta. Have a really impressive run, anyways. And we'll be taking the first tiebreaker 4-2. And yeah, it does win his own map pick and decided there. Mr. Mike, with a great New York. But unfortunately for him, really unlucky rip on that Bangkok there. And will be Kkaneta taking the points.
Yeah, 4 points for Kkaneta, 2 for Mr. Mike. That's not bad at all. Pretty good show. I think we had some good back and forth, some good dramatic moments there, and both players should feel proud of how they performed. So thanks for putting on a good show to both of our players. I guess we could take a look, you know, at the upcoming or the brackets and the standings and such. But everything is still pretty. I mean, I guess the developments come with each match.
Yeah, it's just
Right,
loading
so-
up now. This was Group E. No, it was F. No, it was E. And there we go. And there we go. Kkaneta is top after 2 games on 10 points. And Mr. Mike and Gordy both level on 2 points with Pajero in second, above them on 4. Of course, Supermassive still on 0. So we still have their Red Stocks, Rustle, and Hashash in left to play. And this is a really I feel like this group is going to be very tight towards the end. This definitely really close. You would think it'd be a battle between Kkaneta and Pajero for that top seed, but then you have David, Hashashi, Gordy, Mike, then of course the 2 rookies as well to fight for them 3rd and 4th spots. This is definitely one of the closest groups in this World Championship.
Yeah, this is going to be an awesome one to see shape up and shake out. And there's definitely people to watch in every group as well. Some are a little bit more stacked than others, as it always tends to be during the World Championships. But yeah, there's tons of awesome matchups to watch, and there's so many over the next like week or 2 here.
Oh yeah.
So good time to be a roulette enjoyer and a fan of these Hitman competitive events. So I just encourage people to check out hitmaps.com. We'll tell you when some of the upcoming matches are here. But
Yeah.
if you actually visit hitmaps.com, you can see them listed in your local time zone. And anytime a match gets scheduled, it's right here. So keep this open in a tab in your browser.
Yeah, we do have
'cause
other games
got a bunch.
in 50 minutes. Again, the game's coming freaking fast, boys. In 50 minutes, Crete and I Like Hitman will be both playing Worlds Crete. I like the double maps. I'm a big advocate of them. And that'll be taking place at 16:30 CST, 30 minutes after the FE or Rusty or Iron Oxide, whatever I call them, everything. I don't know, I call them things like no one else. So this is great. Then Marlon will be playing on Marrakesh and Hokkaido, 2 lovely maps there. 2 hours after that, MrMike again. We'll be playing Pajero. We're all cheering for MrMike. Joking, Pajero. We all love Pidgey. We all love Pidgey. Yeah, the Wills Creek, New York. We've got some really nice maps here. Joe the Baby Grabber and TA47. Oh, I take my statement back. I'm buy some map. That will take place at 20 CST. Then we start to go into the Saturday evening, Sunday morning games. Games at 1 a.m., 4 a.m. So it's gonna be a good night for the NA lads, isn't it?
Hey, one man's 4 a.m. is another man's 6 p.m. I think.
Exactly.
So it works out well for somebody. Probably not us though.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all from us. Well, to Kkaneta for taking the points, but you know, MrMike does not walk away empty-handed. He still takes 2 points, you know, and every point matters, you know, in this. So definitely gonna be interesting how the final rounds shape up here. Of course, we're only at the start. You know, it's 2 games in. You can't judge anything yet. People can start stinkers. People can still have great performances.
Oh yeah, I feel like people are just warming up too. You know what I mean? Like your first couple matches, maybe you're just kind of knocking some rust loose. You haven't been able to do a whole lot of practicing yet, so you're just trying to like, you know, the matches kind of are the practice a little bit in a sense. So yeah, things are still really early on, and things are going to shift quite a bit. So
yeah,
plenty of stuff to enjoy as things change and develop here over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, that's I think that's all from us, isn't it now? And I'll head back to the island, try and find someone to raid. If I can't, I'll just stop the stream. It doesn't, not that bad, is it? But yeah, I mean, games coming up in just under 15 minutes here, so they're gonna be good. They're gonna be close. Crudy and I Like Hitman, both Division 2 in the Roulette League, and we will have 2 Worlds Crete. I don't know what the decider map is. I won't be asked to check either. But yeah. Thank you,
All right, well, thank you.
Co-casting with me. Thank you indeed.
Thanks for having me, dude. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
And,
I'm always happy with a co-caster. It means I talk less, and that's the better for me. And the viewers. I'm sure everyone else does not like hearing my voice all the time. Who was admin? Who was admin? Who was admin? Mando. Of course, Mando, the amazing Mando.
Thank you, Mando.
Great job as always. Cooked up some nice spins. Oh, well, thank you, MrMike, for cooking up some good spins for your hit maps. And yeah, head back to the idea. Thank you everyone coming out to watching. Games very soon. Check out the stream promote tab. Go on to hit maps. Look at the games. Well, they'll be on there soon. We'll see everyone soon. Bye bye.
Bye for now.